Good morning, welcome to Morning Maths. We're on day 47 now. You just need pencil and paper. Copy me if you need to, go faster than me if you can. Your 3 level questions. Question 1. Value of the 3 in 436. 436. With the hats, 436 units. Units, tens, hundreds. Hundreds, tens, units. So what's the value of the 3? 3t, which we call 30. The value is 3t for tens. 3 tens, and we call that 30. So that's a very good answer. 3 tens in brackets, which is, of course, 30. Because you know 3 times 10 is 30, don't you? Question 2. All the 4s. 444 plus 444. 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. Oh, and 4 plus 4 is 8. You can just check that. 4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4 is definitely 8. So 444 plus 444 is 888. On to question 3. (362 minus 135). 362 minus, which means minus, 135. Minus means take away or subtraction or less, or lots of the other words you're going to learn. Put my hats on. So for number 3, 2 take away 5 we can't do, because if you have 2 sweets you can't give away 5. So 2 gets some help from the 6. 6 goes down to a 5. And bring 1 over here. You've been working on this, I think, this year. So 12 take away 5 we can do. 12 take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 7. There's a little 5 here. 5 tens take away 3 tens. 5 take away 3 is 5 take away 1, 2, 3. Gets us down to 2. 5 take away 3 was 2. And in the hundreds column, 3 take away 1. 3 hundreds take away 100. 3 take away 1 is just 2, isn't it? So we get 227. Just checking over my workings, see if they're okay. And we can move on to question 4. 7 times 8. Well, you may have been practicing your 8s if you're in Year 3, St Helens, just practicing your 8s lately. So I'll sing my 8s 7 times. Look for an 8 and 16, 24 and 32, 40, 48 and 56. I got to 56. That's probably the hardest times table we've had so far. That's one of the hardest times tables. 7 times 8, I'd say. Next, question 5. 8 divided by 2. 8 shared between 2. There's 8 down here. I can just put them straight into 2 groups. Are those 2 equal groups? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 4 in each group. 8 divided by 2 equals 4. That's the quickest way we've done that one, wasn't it? And we'll be moving on to the year 4 level work. So let's move on to year 4. I could have left those actually. So question 6 on year 4 level. Value of the 7 in 5,587. Oh, it's just 7 units, isn't it? Or ones. Units, tens, hundreds, thousands. It's just 7 units. You could even write 7 ones. Might write ones today. 7 ones is spelled like that. I normally write units, don't I? I'll put stroke units because they're the same thing, ones and units. It's just different people use different words. As a number, it's just, of course, just 7. Question 7 next. I'll start this here. 7. 2,364 more than means plus. 2,364 more than 4,593. I haven't got the biggest number on the top, but that doesn't matter in plus because it can be done either way, can't it? So we can do it still. 4 plus 3 is 7. 6 plus 9 is 15. 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6,957 we get. And on to question 8, which will be a minus if it's like normal. So we have another 4-digit number minus a 4-digit number. No words in this one, just a sign for minus. 5,738, biggest number is on the top there. 2,316. So in plus, the biggest number doesn't have to be on the top. In minus, the biggest number does have to be on the top. 8 take away 6 is 2. 3 take away 1 is 2. 7 take away 3 is 4. And 5 take away 2 is 3. What's this 3 worth? Just as an extra little question. Of course, it's worth 3,000. 3,422. And we'll be on question 9. Multiplying. So for question 9, I'm going to need my grid method because I don't know my 632 times table. Can't do times tables in disguise. Sometimes if you're multiplying by 10, you can use a different method as well, which you may know. But multiplying by 5, I'm going to use grid method. 632 multiplied by 5. Well, 6 times 5 is 30. You know that 6 times 5 is 30, so it made its own 0. You've still got to place the 2 from the question. So it's 3,000. I know it has 3 zeros, and there's only 2 in the question, but that's because 5 times 6 made 30. It made a 0 there. So we get 3,000. 5 times 3 in the next box is 15, and 1 0 to place. 5 times 2 is 10. We get 3,150 and 10. That's going to add up to 3,160. I'll do the adding up anyway, just to prove it. 150 and 10. If you do the adding up in column method like this, to add up those 3 blue answers, it's usually very easy adding up. There's a lot of zeros in it, so it's not going to be too difficult. And it definitely is 3,160. And we can move on to question 10. Division, we'll be dividing by 5 here. I'm just going to let someone in because they've forgotten something. Might be a second. Oh no, they've gone away already. So we'll do number 10. 595 share between 5. 595 share between 5. So I'll open the door in case this person comes in. I think we're okay. How many 5s in 5 is 1? How many 5s in 9? 5, 10, well that's too many. 5, it's just 1 again. I sang 5 and that's 9. So I count from 5 up to 9. 5 and then I start counting. 6, 7, 8, 9. Remainder 4 there. How many 5s in 45? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 45 is 9. And we're done. 119. We're done with the Year 4 level questions. And we'll be moving on to Year 5 next. Question 11. Value of the 8 in 7.586. Certainly not 8 tens, if that's what you're thinking, because units comes before the decimal point. Then we have tenths, then we have hundredths, and then we have thousandths. What's the value of the 8? 8 hundredths. It's in the hundredths column. This is how you write hundredths. Hundredths. They're tiny, like when you split something into 100 equal pieces and you've only got 8 of them. They're very small. As a decimal, I can write it underneath, changing everything to zeros except the 8. So 0.08. You could have a 0 on the end, that doesn't change anything, but we'll just say 0.08. And the fractions answer, we've already got 2 answers. Let's get a third answer, is 8 over 100. 3 ways of writing the same thing. They're the same, but they just look different. And question 12. What's question 12? Wow. Question 12. What way would you do this? Column method. You can always do column method. 56 plus 9 is 65. So it's going to be 3, 2, 4, 6, 5. I'm going to do column method anyway. And check it ends in a 6, 5. Because that's 15 carried a 1. We get the 6 and the rest of the numbers are just normal, just nothing to do with them. So we get 32,465 for question 12. Question 13. 10 is bigger than 0.83, but 10 will need some decimal places. We'll give it 2 decimal places like this. Decimal point, 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places. Because then we can take away 0.83. Lots of helping needed because 0 take away 3 we can't do. You're year 5, so I'll go quite quick with this. You've been doing this helping or borrowing since year 3, haven't you? 10 take away 3 is 7. 9 take away 8 is 1. Don't forget the decimal point. This 9 is very important. It's worth 9 units. And that's it. So it was 10 take away none and a bit. Leaves us with 9 and a bit. We didn't take away any whole ones. That's why it didn't go below 9. And we can go to question 14, where we have the product of. And as I'm sure you know, product means times. Say it to yourself a few times if you've forgotten that product means times. The product of 689 and 7. Standard column method here. 9 times 7, 63. That's supposed to be a 6. That's not very good, is it? You need to be able to read your carried ones. 7 times 9 is 63. 7 times 8 is 56. Plus 6 is 62. 7 times 6 is 42, plus 6 is 48. Some slightly difficult times tables there if you're not careful. For number 14. Number 15, how many 5s in 65? How many 5s in 60? I know it's 12, so this will be 13. The answer will be 13. How many 5s, how many somethings in a something is also division, so we could use the bus stop if we wanted, just to prove that it is 13. And then we can go on to question 16. Value of the 4 in 5.455. 16. So we'll write the number, 5.455. Units comes before the point, and then it's tenths. And we're looking for that 4, aren't we? Tenths. Then it's hundredths and thousandths. So for the answer, we will write that it's worth 4 tenths. I'll write that in 3 different ways, like I normally do. 4 tenths. This is how you spell tenths. When you've split something into 10 equal bits, and you've only got 4 of them. As a decimal, it's 0.4, because it's 0.4. That's what the 4's worth, 0.4. And as a fraction, 4 over 10. So there's your fraction answer, 4 tenths. Question 16 done. Question 17 is addition. Let's do that down here. It's nicely, it lines up very nicely. 2.78, 2 decimal places. 3.95, 2 decimal places as well. So we line those up nicely. 8 plus 5 is 13. 7 plus 9 is 16, plus 1 is 17. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 6.73. 2 and a bit plus 3 and a bit with the carried one goes up to 6. I'm just going to check if someone needs something again. Won't be long. Looking for? Okay, I'm recording at the moment, just so you know. Question 18 next, everyone. So, 1,234 less than 4,321. 4,321. And we're going to do less than that, 1,234. So you've got to get the right number at the front here. You've got to get the right number at the front. And that's the biggest number. What I mean is really biggest number at the top in the column subtraction. So we're getting the biggest number at the top. Just checking I've copied these numbers down right. 4, 3, 2, 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, I see what I did there. So, 1 take away 4 we can't do. 1 needs some help. 11 take away 4 is 7. 1 take away 3 we can't do. Goes down to a 2. 11 take away 3 is 8. 2 take away 2 is 0. 3 take away 1 is, 4 take away 1 is 3. 4,321 goes down to 3,087 because minus makes things smaller. On to question 19. Question 19. 3.65 multiplied by 6. 3.65 multiplied by 6. I'm going to close the door. I might have to open it again in a minute because I think someone's just looking for something and so they keep coming back. But we're nearly done anyway, aren't we? 3.65 times 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36 plus 3 is 39. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 3 is 21. Don't forget the point. 3 times 6 is 18. But 3.65 times 6 is quite a bit more than 18. It's up to 21. That makes sense. We have our last question. How many 4s in 2,632? I'm not sure. I'll have to find out. Not sure this will work. Oh yeah, it will work. It will work. How many 4s in 2 is 0? Carry the 2. How many 4s in 26? 6 carry the 2. In 23, 5 carry the 3. And 32 works. It's 8. 658. That's question 20, of course. Well done for lasting till the end. And let's check all the answers. 658 and everything else. On question 19, I got 21.90, didn't I? Which, of course, is the same as 21.9. Because that 0 is not making any difference to the number. Looks different, but worth the same. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again next time.